Welcome to the Artwork of You, the podcast where your life is the canvas and you are the masterpiece. I'm your host, Lori Guin, and together we'll explore creativity, self-awareness, mindset, goal strategy, and the importance of accountability so that you can paint your life's portrait with confidence and ease. Remember, in the gallery of life, you're not just a spectator, you are the art. So let's grab our brushes and start creating the masterpiece that is you. Hello, my friends. I am so glad that you are here with me today because today I want to talk about something that I know a lot of people are curious about, and that's what does it look like when you hire a coach or a mentor? In other words, what actually happens? What's the process over the course of the relationship? I recently had someone, actually a friend, ask me about coaching. She was curious about how it worked, but she was also a little bit hesitant. She didn't want me to think that she was crazy or to know some of her deeper thoughts. And so that's what's inspired me to create this episode because I realized a lot of people probably have the same questions and concerns, whether it's about coaching in general or specifically about working with someone that they know. So today we're going to unpack all of that. I'll share what coaching and mentoring really are like from my perspective, how they work, and why people often are hesitant to take the leap and hire someone to help them. And I also want to cover what it looks like to work with someone you know, like a friend or an acquaintance. And my goal is to clear up any confusion and help you feel more confident about whether coaching and mentoring are right for you. So let's start with the basics. What exactly are coaching and mentoring? Some of these terms get used interchangeably, but they are actually different. They serve different purposes. And so coaching is about partnering with someone to help you reach your goals, whether those are personal or professional. You can think of coaching as future focused. When I'm coaching someone, I'm not giving them advice or telling them what to do. Instead, I'm helping them discover their own path forward. I'll ask questions, we explore their challenges, and together we'll create a plan that's uniquely theirs. The whole point of coaching is empowerment, and I'm here as a coach to hold you accountable as well and to keep you on track and to guide you. But ultimately, the decisions and the actions are yours. I also want to emphasize that coaching isn't therapy. Therapy often focuses on healing from the past, whether that's trauma, emotional wounds, or mental health challenges. Coaching is different. It's more about moving forward, identifying your goals, figuring out what's the best way to achieve them. And another thing, coaching it's not me telling you what to do or solving your problems for you. That can also be a big misconception. And so a coach will help you tap into your own insights and strengths to find the answers that work best for you, the answers that are already inside of you. Now, on the other hand, mentoring is a bit different. And when I mentor someone, I'm drawing more from my personal experience. Mentoring allows me to offer advice, share lessons that I've learned along the way, and provide more like specific guidance based on what I know has worked for me or others in similar situations. You can think of it as learning from someone who already walked the path that you're on or the path that you want to be on. In other words, I've been there, and as a mentor, I can help you avoid certain mistakes or speed up your progress by sharing what I've learned. And so coaching is about helping you find your answers, while mentoring is more about offering direct guidance or advice. And they both have their place. And honestly, a lot of the time I use both approaches in my work. In fact, I would say all of the time I use both approaches in my work because some clients benefit from more of a structured coaching session where they're exploring their own insights, while others might need more mentoring and advice at certain points, especially when they're facing something that I've personally experienced. And I want to emphasize that coaching and mentoring, again, they're not about being fixed or needing to fix something. Coaching and mentoring are for anyone who wants to grow and make progress or level up their life. Whether you're starting a new chapter in your career, working on personal development, or really just trying to reach a specific goal, both coaching and mentoring can help you get there in a way that's tailored to you. I know people might also be curious about what really happens during a session. So let me talk about that for a little bit now. When it comes to coaching, the sessions are highly structured around you and your goals. And so a typical coaching session starts with me checking in on where you are right now. We'll talk about what's been working, what challenges you're facing, what progress you've made towards your goals, and the focus will always be on moving forward. What can you do next to keep that momentum going? And from there, I'll ask questions that help you dig deeper into your thought process. A lot of times, the blocks that we face are mental or emotional. So we need to figure out what's really going on underneath the surface. Maybe you've set a goal, but something is holding you back from making real progress. And through the coaching, we can uncover those limiting beliefs or whatever it is that might be stopping you. And then from there, we can start to create a plan that helps you overcome those blocks. And one key thing to understand about coaching is that it's a partnership. I'm here to guide you and to support you, but I'm not giving you all the answers. Instead, I'm asking the right questions to help you find those answers for yourself. And that's what makes coaching so powerful, because you're not just following someone else's blueprint, you're actually creating your own. I would definitely say that coaching and mentoring work best when it's consistent. And that's why I personally work with clients over a period of time. And generally, that's a minimum of 90 days, because that consistency is what helps you stay accountable and build lasting habits that will lead to real change. So, what we're doing is we're setting goals, we're tracking your progress, and then we're adjusting the plan as needed along the way, because often that goal might change somewhat or the plan to get there might need to be adjusted. The goal is to empower you to make the decisions that align with your goals and your values. And again, in my practice, I blend both coaching and mentoring depending on what my clients need, because sometimes you need that deep coaching session to work through your mindset blocks and to figure out what's really holding you back. And other times you might need mentoring, a little bit of direct advice from someone who's been there, done that, and can offer you a clear path forward. I think that's the beauty, really, of combining both approaches, is that it gives you the best of both worlds. And so, if coaching is so great, why do people often hesitate on hiring a one-on-one coach? Well, it's completely normal, right? To feel a little uncertain about working with a coach, especially if you've never worked with someone in that way before. And so let me share some of the most common reasons that I see, and you might find yourself in some of these reasons. One is a fear of vulnerability. And this one comes up a lot. And it's completely understandable, because you might be thinking, what if I open up about my thoughts and my goals and my struggles and the coach judges me? Or maybe you worry that you'll have to share things that you're not ready to talk about. And I want to assure you that coaching is a judgment-free zone. It doesn't matter what you're working on. My job as a coach is not to judge you, it's to support you. And when you're working with someone who has your best interest at heart, you start to see that being vulnerable is actually where the breakthrough happens. When you let yourself be real and honest, that's when you start making meaningful progress. Another hesitation is the fear of failure. A lot of people hesitate to start coaching because they're worried that they won't be able to follow through. Maybe you've set goals before in the past and you didn't reach them, and you're afraid that this time will be the same. And this is, again, a totally natural concern. But here's the thing. One of the biggest benefits of having a coach is that you're not doing it alone. Coaching is all about building systems of accountability, which means that you've got someone in your corner who's there to keep you on track. You're not expected to be perfect or have it all figured out. That's why coaching exists, to make progress step by step. Even if that progress isn't always linear, the real failure would be not starting at all. Another common hesitation I hear is the concern that you don't trust yourself to follow through or to do the work. And this one is huge. So that might look like you're thinking, well, I've tried things before, but I never stick to them. Or I start off strong, but I lose motivation. Or I'm a great starter, but I'm not a good finisher. This self-doubt is something that really I do see a lot, and it can be a real roadblock. But here's what I want you to know. Not trusting yourself is part of the reason coaching and mentoring work. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to feel like you have it all together to start. The whole point of having a coach or a mentor is that you have someone to guide you, again, and keep you accountable and to help you stay consistent. Eventually, what happens is you learn to trust yourself more as you go through that process, and you start showing up even when that trust isn't fully there yet. So you can build those habits little by little, and follow through becomes more natural over time. Another common hesitation, and this again is a big one, is the concern over the investment. And yes, coaching is an investment in yourself. And that investment includes time, energy, and money. And sometimes people feel nervous about making that kind of commitment. And I totally get it. Investing in your growth can feel like a big risk. But let's try to change that perspective and ask, what's the cost of not making the investment? staying stuck where you are, feeling unfulfilled, or not reaching your full potential. Coaching involves more than just achieving goals. It's really about creating lasting change in your mindset and your habits and in your life. And when you look at it that way, the investment starts to feel like something that will definitely pay off over and over and over again. Because again, it's not just external results like reaching a target or achieving a goal. You develop internally, and that clarity, confidence, and resilience that you build during the process stay with you long after the coaching or mentoring relationship ends. It's not just about getting a quick win, it's about transforming how you approach your life and challenges moving forward. And the last thing I want to address is the fear of being, quote unquote, too crazy or too much to coach. And I hear this more often than you might think. People worry that their thoughts are too messy, that their dreams are too big, or that their struggles are too intense. But here's the truth. There's no such thing as, again, quote unquote, being too crazy for coaching. Now, that being said, I do want to be clear that if you are struggling with mental illness, of course, then seek medical help. But remember, everyone has moments where they feel like their life or their thoughts are all over the place. Coaching exists to help you find clarity and direction, no matter where you're starting from, no matter how chaotic things feel. Working with a coach will help you to organize your thoughts and to create a path forward. And really, most importantly, to believe that you're capable of getting where you want to go. So, if any of these hesitations have been holding you back, I hope this helps to clear some things up. And now I want to go back to something I mentioned earlier, and that's working with a coach who might be a friend. It's not uncommon for people to hesitate when they're considering hiring someone they know, whether it's a friend, a colleague, or really even an acquaintance. And I completely understand that hesitation. There's this concern about mixing personal relationships with professional support, and that can feel a little uncomfortable at first. One of the biggest fears people have when it comes to working with a friend is that they feel too exposed. And I've heard things like, I don't want my coach, again, to know my crazy thoughts, or what if my friend sees a side of me that I don't usually show? And that fear of being vulnerable is heightened when there's already a personal connection because there's this worry about changing the dynamic of the relationship. So let's clear this up. When I coach someone, regardless of whether we're friends or not, I approach it with the same level of professionalism, confidentiality, and respect that I would with any other client. Our friendship doesn't change the fact that when we're in a coaching session, the focus is 100% on you, your goals, and your growth. And I, for sure, definitely, 1000% am not here to judge you. I'm here to support you. In fact, coaching with someone you know can really have benefits because there's already a foundation of trust, which can sometimes help you to get to the heart of the issue more quickly. Plus, if I know you well, I can tailor my approach even more to suit your personality and your strengths and your challenges. But I also want to emphasize that professional boundaries are key, and a good coach will create a safe space for you to open up without worrying about how it impacts the friendship outside of the sessions. And now, that being said, if you are someone who feels uncomfortable with the idea of working with a friend or somebody that you know, that's okay too. Because what's most important is that you feel fully comfortable with whoever you choose as a coach or a mentor. And if you feel like a personal connection might get in the way, then it's worth considering working with someone outside of your social circle or your work circle. Because again, the most important thing is finding someone you trust to guide you in your journey. And so, how do you know if coaching is right for you? Well, in my opinion, coaching is for anyone who's looking to grow, whether that means gaining clarity on a goal, breaking through a challenge, improving your relationship to yourself or to others, taking your life or your business to the next level. It's for people who know that they have more potential to tap into and they are ready to put in the work to get there. So if you feel like you've been spinning your wheels or if you have goals, but you aren't sure how to reach them, coaching can provide that clarity and direction for you. It's also ideal for people who are motivated but need accountability. I know people can often have a natural inclination to kind of shy away at the thought of being held accountable, but it truly does make all the difference. But the key is you have to be ready to take action. You have to want to move forward. And don't worry about where you're starting from. Be excited about where you want to go. And so if you're now thinking, okay, maybe I'm interested in coaching, but I'm still not sure if it's right for me, that's where the discovery call or the consult call can help. The purpose of the call is simple. It's a no pressure conversation where we talk about where you are right now and where you want to go. And it's your chance to ask any questions that you have about coaching or how I work with clients. You can think of it as an exploration. There's no obligation to sign up for anything. It's just about getting clarity on whether or not we're a right fit for each other. During the call, I'll start by asking you some questions about your current situation, like what you're working on right now, what's going well, are you feeling stuck in any areas, are there any specific goals you have or areas where you feel like you could use more support? These kind of questions help me understand where you're coming from and what you're hoping to achieve, whether that's in your personal life, your career, or your business. We'll also talk about any challenges that you've been facing. The point is to get clear on what's holding you back so that we can figure out the best way to move forward. During the call, I'll also explain my approach to coaching and mentoring, how I work with clients, what kinds of support you can expect, how the process is designed to help you make consistent progress toward your goals. We'll talk about the tools that I use to help you stay on track and how I incorporate both mindset work and practical action steps to create real lasting change. And we'll discuss both the time and the financial investment that you will be making in yourself. I'm personally so passionate about this work because I have seen firsthand how coaching and mentoring can completely transform someone's life. It's such a powerful tool that can help you move forward in ways that you may not even realize yet. And so, again, if you're curious about coaching or mentoring and how it could work for you, I invite you to take that first step. Book a call with me. You can find the link in the show notes or head over to my website to schedule your call. And at the end of the day, coaching is about you. It's about helping you become the best version of yourself, tapping into your full potential, and creating the life or business that you truly want. And trust me, if you're ready to take that step, it's one of the most rewarding decisions you'll ever make. I hope this episode gave you some clarity, some encouragement, and maybe even a little nudge to take some action. If you've enjoyed this episode or found it helpful, I would love for you to share it with someone who might benefit from hearing it too. And I'm excited to hear from those of you who do decide to invest in yourself and take that first step. That's a wrap for today, my friends. Thank you for sharing your time with me. And remember to show up in your life like the masterpiece you are, because you are the artwork. Please subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Have a fabulous day.